Time flows like a river, carving paths through the course of life. For Sarah, it was a river she had long forgotten, its waters muddied by the storms of her past. Her life had been a series of twists and turns, the currents of love and loss, joy and sorrow, pulling her this way and that. She had built her home on the banks of this river, watching as it flowed relentlessly, never pausing to consider the depth of its waters or the strength of its current. One day, a man named John appeared, a stranger with kind eyes and a gentle smile. He was a fisherman, and he spent his days casting his net into the river, searching for the treasures hidden beneath its surface. John was drawn to Sarah, intrigued by the sadness that shone in her eyes. He would often sit with her, listening as she spoke of her dreams and her regrets, of the love she had lost and the dreams she had let slip through her fingers. One day, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, John reached out and took Sarah's hand. "The river may be strong, Sarah," he said, "but it's not invincible. It can be tamed, and its waters can run clear once more." Sarah looked at John, tears sparkling in her eyes. She had never felt so understood, so seen. She had never felt so hopeful. "You think so?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. John nodded, his gaze steady and unwavering. "I do. And I'll help you, if you'll let me." And so, Sarah began to change. She started to face her fears, to heal the wounds that had festered for so long. She began to see the beauty in the river's flow, the strength in its current, the peace in its stillness. Together, Sarah and John worked to clear the river of the debris that had collected over the years. They spent their days fishing for the pieces of Sarah's heart, mending the broken fragments, and helping her find her way back to herself. As the days turned to weeks and the weeks to months, the river began to change. It flowed clearer, the water sparkling in the sun. The current grew calmer, the storms of the past receding, replaced by the gentle lapping of the waters against the shore. Sarah looked at John, her heart full of gratitude. She realized then that the river was not just a symbol of her past, but also a testament to her strength, to her resilience, to her capacity to heal. And as they stood on the banks of the river, hand in hand, Sarah and John watched as the sun set, painting the sky once more. They knew that the river would continue to flow, but they also knew that they would always be there, ready to help each other navigate its currents, to find peace in its depths, and to cherish the beauty of its waters. The river, once a symbol of her past, had become a symbol of hope, of love, and of a new beginning. And Sarah, once a woman lost at sea, had found her way home.